A court run by Yemen's Houthi rebels has sentenced 4 journalists to death after their conviction on spying charges, their defense lawyer has said. The four were among a group of 10 journalists who were detained by the Iran-backed rebels and accused of collaborating with the enemy, in reference to the Saudi-led coalition that has been at war with the Houthis since 2015. Abdel Majid Sabra said. Last year, Amnesty International called the charges trumped up. The rights group said the detained reporters had been beaten, deprived of water, and forced to hold cinder blocks for several hours. Sabra identified the four who were sentenced to death as Abdel Khalid, Amran, Akram al-Walidi, Hareth Hamid, and Tafig al-Mansuri. The court in the rebel-held capital, Sana'a, convicted the other 6 journalists on similar charges, including spreading false news and rumors to aid the coalition, but ordered their release after time served, Sabra said. He said the Houthis did not allow defense lawyers to attend the trial. The verdict can be appealed. 9 journalists were arrested in a raid on a hotel in Sana'a in June 2015, and the 10th was detained at his home in Sana'a that August. Yemen, the Arab world's poorest nation, has been convulsed by civil war since 2014, when the Houthis took control of the country's north, including Sana'a. The Saudi-led military coalition intervened against the Houthis the following year, conducting relentless airstrikes and a blockade of Yemen. The conflict has killed more than 100,000 people and created the world's worst humanitarian crisis, leaving millions suffering from food and medical care shortages. Both sides of the conflict have violated press freedoms, according to the New York-based Committee to Protect Journalists. I mean, I feel like that group has not, I'm not even going to mention what things that group probably hasn't paid attention to in reference to U.S. journalists having their rights violated with a certain Espionage Act and a certain president who started the involvement of the U.S. in Yemen, jailing journalists 6 times. But whatever, we'll ignore that. These are some pretty disgusting descriptions. I mean, people need water to survive. No one wants to be beaten, and holding cinder blocks for hours is grueling to anyone's hands or physical strength. They were basically torturing them. Told you, reporters do not have protections, and it's when they investigate things that pose a threat to the status quo of some country, they do face blowback that sometimes includes their own lives. Look at what happened with Khashoggi. Granted, that was by Saudi Arabia, but overall, they're in really disgusting places at various points. And I'm just sitting here looking at this. 100,000 people have died since that war started. I really just, I hope every world leader, I'm not going to say it because they don't care. This is just another example of journalists getting treated like trash. And for as bad as the U.S. does it to actual journalists, not these hacks on TV, this is so much more worse. I mean, they are literally being tortured over there, and nobody cares. You're not going to see this on CNN or MSN, none of these places. You've heard me say that a lot of times, but some of the stuff that gets ignored is really disturbing.